Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks and Joe Mazzola back for our cash tag segment. Now let's bring in Landon Swan. He is the co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Landon, welcome to the show. Coinbase, always a fun discussion to have. What do you got for us on Coinbase? Landon, I'm going to ask you a question. With all the things, all the topics we can talk about in terms of Coinbase and all the things they have going on, shouldn't we just watch crypto? If Bitcoin's up, isn't Coinbase going to go with it? I mean, should we stop confusing ourselves with that?
I mean, you're pretty much right. Unless they screw up, unless they pull an FTX or something like that, they are Bitcoin price. They are Ethereum price. And so I think that they've done a really good job of mitigating all of that risk. They're sort of the last man standing when it comes to a reasonable broker to use for cryptocurrency after all that fiasco. And people have lost a lot of trust, lost a lot of faith. Actually, their consumer happiness has gone up about 5 points since all that. So I think that consumers are realizing that, maybe, personal opinions aside, I don't love government regulation, but I think in this case it was fantastic for this company because they had to play it straight up, and I think customers are very comfortable with this broker. But I do agree. I think that Bitcoin is really what you need to look at, and Ethereum as well. When we look at this company overall, all the trends kind of go in line. I mean, we've got data on people investing in cryptocurrency, trading it, selling it, opening new accounts with Coinbase, all of that, and it all kind of goes in the same direction as the Bitcoin prices. So one of the charts I want to look at, this is messy, right? I'm going to walk you through this chart. That very white line, the lightest color there, is the price of Bitcoin, and you can see, when this was taken, it was just a little bit above 20,000, maybe 23, something like that. This chart's maybe a couple days old. The blue line is the 365-day moving average of people saying, I'm getting into Bitcoin, right? I'm starting to get into it. I'm buying Bitcoin, whatever it may be. So that's sort of our baseline that we want to watch. The other two sort of lighter lines, the green line, the light green line, those are the 90-day and the 30-day of the same thing, basically purchase intent for Bitcoin itself. And you can see back in 2017, we crossed to the upside, though it's sort of like an MACD for Bitcoin, except for it's not on the price, it's on purchase intent. When those green lines cross above the 1-year moving average, the price followed. When they went down, the price tanked. Right before the huge run in 2020 from 12,000 up to 69,000, they went skyrocketing above the 365-day moving average. Bitcoin followed. It's come back down now, and Bitcoin followed. And now, for the first time since over a year, we are now seeing the 30 and the 90-day purchase intent cross that 365 of purchase intent of Bitcoin, and it's just skyrocketing to the upside. So this, for me, is a very clear signal that's sort of mixing purchase intent with Bitcoin price. It's showing us that the future is very bright for Bitcoin from a interest level from social media. So this isn't really a technical analysis trading. This isn't MACD of Bitcoin's price. It's how many people are talking about getting into Bitcoin for the first time. And we've got a lot of renewed interest. I think that right now is a fantastic time to get into it. You can see that more people are talking about trading crypto than they have in the last 6 months. We're almost up to those sort of March 2022 highs where Bitcoin was very high as well. And it's really just, it's a matter of, FOMO, basically. If Bitcoin price is going up, all your buddies start talking about it, how much they're making, how much they're trading, which ones they're going to be doing. Is it Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some of the altcoins? And everybody starts getting back into trading. So Coinbase is going to ride this wave, whichever way it goes. And the data that we've got is pretty bullish on people getting into cryptocurrency in general. You can actually see here the fourth quarter bar for this is Coinbase purchase intent, people opening and trading on Coinbase, opening accounts and trading. It is up significantly. The fourth quarter was up 35% on a quarter-over-quarter basis. The first quarter, the one that we're in now and a little over halfway through, which would be guidance on this call, is down a little bit quarter-over-quarter. That's the only sort of caveat that I've got on Coinbase here, is that if they get into guidance, it may be pulling back just a little bit, but I think that the fourth quarter is really strong. In fact, our website data confirms that. Even though page views and visits are flat or slightly down, if you look at the amount of new web users to their platform, that's up about 11% quarter over quarter. So more people are getting back into this or getting into it for the first time, cryptocurrency in general. And the market has been thinned out a little bit when it comes to who you can trade with, who you can get into that market with. So Coinbase is benefiting. So all that shakeup was nasty for cryptocurrency in general. But again, they're sort of last man standing. So any resurgence into cryptocurrency is going to benefit them disproportionately. And what we're seeing is that this could be the beginning of a run up in Bitcoin.
All right, Landon, you said something that it really caught my attention. It was this idea that FOMO is a good thing for cryptocurrencies. This fear of missing out is actually a good thing, because we always kind of apply a negative connotation to that to equity markets. But when you have a momentum trade, like, let's kind of be honest, cryptocurrency is a momentum type trade. Do you look at that and you say, hey, the more intent, the more purchase intent, the more I hear about that, that means there's more legs to this story?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that the more people see it going up, the more stories you hear from your buddies talking about how much they're making and all that. And I think we all experience that. It's when you get to saturation level, when your grandma asks you about Bitcoin, then that's the top and you probably need to get out. But until then, I think everyone pulled back. They got burned so hard. They got out for a while. Everyone had really high valuations on paper, but no one sold. And then as it crashed, everyone got out. And I think there's been a lot of people who have burned, but now there's been enough who were burned. Now there's been enough time to reload your account and to reconsider it, and all those people might be coming back in, especially if they start to see a little bit of run in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the others.
Oh, Grandma got run over by a Bitcoin. I can't get that out of my head now. One last thing before we let you go. I know. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Here's the thing about this. Back to what we were talking about. Is Coinbase getting kind of a bad rap with some of these other firms? Because FTX being gone, that's another positive for Coinbase. They have audited financial statements. They've been lowering headcount, and they've got free cash flow. They're acting more like a normal, responsible company than some of these other companies, correct?
100%. Yeah, I love the position that they're in. They've always been the safe one, the smart one. And you've had all these offshore platforms. If you're a U.S. customer, you could go all these different places. But Coinbase was a little bit more expensive. And it was a little bit more hassle with some of the red tape, but that red tape was actually protecting you. And so now they're in a spot where, they are the ones that everyone can trust right now. I think that's what we're reading into the sentiment being up so high over the last little bit. So I love that. And then I think really it's just going to come down to what does cryptocurrency, the market, do? What does Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the others do? What we're waiting for in terms of that is a sort of a decorrelation from the markets, right? So, it's down today, markets are down today. Yep. But if you look back over the last 2 weeks or so, it has moved in opposite directions. And if you can get a solid decoupling of risk on and Bitcoin to where the markets may be flat or down and Bitcoin's going up, if you get into that kind of situation, that's when the momentum will start to roll in. And I really think we could be retesting Bitcoin highs by, maybe a year and a half from now.
Landon Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Thanks for coming on as always. Thank you for the LikeFolio data. Always a pleasure, Landon. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Joe.